Hello everyone, welcome to Movies Reflexed. Today we are going to talk about a mysterious film named The Eighth Night. Spoilers ahead, take care. A monster is seen at the beginning of the movie. He has come from hell. He was creating havoc in the world. The color of one of his eyes is red while other is black. Now, Buddha, who is considered a spiritual leader, he pulls both of his eyes out so that his evil doings may reduce a lot. Now, Buddha wanted to lock the both eyes at a place. He locks the black eye in a box, but the red eye escapes from there before it, and it remains missing for 7 days. Actually, it was enchanting the 7 people within 7 days. It was holding them hostages and also controlling them, because it was a ghostly eye. But Buddha somehow managed to capture that eye, and it is also locked into a box on the 8th night. Then both eyes are sent separately in different corners of the world, so these boxes may be hidden at a distance, and no one may unlock it. Otherwise, the monster can appear again. Many years are passed from this happening. Now, the current time is shown in the movie, when an archaeologist goes to a desert where he finds a box in the sand. He is extremely excited because people have not believed on his words. That is the fact that monster both eyes had been locked into a box. It may be possible that he may prove before the people that he has got the eye, and it belongs to the monster. 14 years later, the year 2021 is seen. The moon had turned into red moon tonight, and this night was called a blood moon. Now that professor starts a ritual. He pours the drops of the blood on fire, and his blood drops are also in it, with other people's blood, so that the power of that red eye may be reawakened. Now he succeeds in his ritual. Red eye is revived. On the other side, an old monk is shown. He senses that red eye's powers had been reawakened, and the reviver is a human being, and the left black eye had also been found under the dummy of Buddha. Now the scene turns into a construction site. Worker is working there. He was monk in the previous times. His name is Park. Now the scene turns to that monk who had known about the revival of the red eye. His student comes to him who was not speaking, because he had sworn to not speak for the last 12 months. It is like a fast to not speak, and it is considered a worship. His name is Cheong Seok, who is also the main character of the movie. Now bringing him inside, monk starts to tell him the story of the monster. That red eye has reawakened, which belongs to that same monster. It will again lure the 7 people within the 7 days, and also possess them. Then black eye will also be searched. Then both eyes will be combined. Then the whole world will be destroyed on the 8th day. What was its remedy? How could the world be saved? Monk also reveals that a man will have to end among the 7 people who will be possessed by this red eye. That chain of people will be disturbed if one enchanted man is killed. Red eye will not be able to use its power. Now this happening had started to occur. Red eye had already started to enchant the people. First of all, it enchants a hunter, who began to look so horrible after getting many changes. Red eye's second attack was on that construction worker, Park. Next morning, when Cheong Seok wakes up after having a nightmare, there is sitting monk beside him, who hands over him a box. He orders him, "Bring Park to me." But the old monk is died before it. It was the surprise fact for Cheong Seok. Next day a hotel site is shown, and it was the 3rd day when Red Eye had started its work, meaning it had enchanted 2 persons, Hunter and Park. No one knows whom it was going to be enchanted today. Then a detective enters a hotel where that possessed hunter killed one of the persons of couple. Going there, the girl leaves from there. But Hunter's dead body is also witnessed along with the victim. His condition was absolute worst, and it was not looking seeing his body that he has died last night. Now Cheong Seok's monk had died, but he has to fulfill the words of his monk. So he goes in search of Park, keeping the box on his back, but someone steals his bag on the way. He suspects a girl, but that girl is also disappeared at the first sight. Cheong Seok begins to chase her. Meanwhile, he also finds the location of Park's house. He sits there constantly, and Park also arrives there at night. He tells Park that box has been lost by me, which had been sent to you by my monk." Then Park himself begins to talk with the soul of that monk. It's only Park who could do it. He says to the monk, "Spirit, one girl will also be enchanted and we will have to stop her. Then everything will be covered." In the very next day, Park and Cheong Seok leave. Park notices that Cheong Seok's shoes are not in good condition. He purchases new shoes for him. Then Cheong Seok says him thanks. His fast is now broken, which he had kept not to speak for 2 years. Both move in search of the seventh bewitched person. Either it's a girl or a boy, they had to stop him or her. Now they start to search for the seventh bewitched person, because they had to seize her. Now the night falls. Park begins to visualize his past. Here it is known that Park has lost his family in an accident, and the lady who killed them had a small son. Park tries to strangle her, but he knows that it is wrong, so he spared the boy. They had to detect the position of the girl before the completion of the 7th day, because she was going to be possessed on the 7th day. This was the 6th day. They reached the site, but Cheong Seok meets with a pretty girl there, and he asks her about that lady. That girl tells she does not live here, and Cheong Seok begins to leave this place. On the other side, Park is also seen, who is searching for that girl. But detective starts to pursue him, and he suspects that Park may be involved in the murders which are occurring. He starts to go after him as Park is running. Then the map drops there from him, through which that girl's location had to be identified. Cheong Seok notices a bewitched girl when he is leaving that place. She had also been enchanted by the red eye. She is looking frightful. So Cheong Seok immediately runs from there. Cheong Seok tells Park, "Going there, I have known who is that bewitched girl. Together we will get access to her." Then Park says to him, "I am going to murder that girl whose sight have been detected by you." And Cheong Seok also begins to go there so he may rescue that girl. Contrarily, detective is also chasing Park. He begins to suspect him strongly when he notices an axe in the hand of Park, that he is going to kill that girl. But reaching there early, Cheong Seok brings that girl with him. Afterwards, Park also arrives there, and detective also comes after Park. A great quarrel is started between them. Then that girl appears who had been bewitched by the red eye. She throws detective after lifting him, and he is knocked out. Here it is known that Park was coming to kill this girl, because he knew that she is the possessed girl, not the girl whom Cheong Seok met. He writes some enchanted words on his axe and runs to that bewitched girl, so that he may kill her. But that girl asks for rescue from one more detective. Detective points his gun on Park. Then that possessed girl catches that detective from backside. An eye begins to appear on her face, and the same eye transfers in that detective. Now this detective loses his temper here. He indulges in dispute with Park, but he runs away. On the other side, Cheong Seok is going somewhere, taking that pretty girl, but he is sensing that girl's life is also at risk. Now, next day approaches, which is the 7th day. Now that eye is going to possess the 7th victim. Now, Park is seen, who runs to a bus station, because he needed to reach the temple, where he had to reach before the 8th day. But he begins to wait here because bus arrival is late. Then the same monk's spirit appears there, who say to Park, "Sacrifice yourself, but never let this curse accomplished. Continue to stop the red eye." Then bus arrival timing arrives, and Park leaves to that temple. With it, that same possessed detective also reaches there. Now Cheong Seok is seen, who is along with that girl. They are in the woods. They also take some rest at a place aside. Then detective is seen, who had been knocked out by that bewitched girl. He enters the same house where that pretty girl used to live. Then he meets an old lady who reveals him the whole story. That pretty girl used to like that archaeologist who had reawakened this red eye. And she is a demon. She did not grow up till now. And she had also donated her blood so that red eye may get powers. She did all that just for that professor who was performing same rituals and experiments. But it happened as that red eye begins to kill all whose blood penetrated in it. On the other side, it is witnessed that Park also reaches the same woods where Cheung-seok and that girl were present. Then Cheung-seok observes that his bag is lying there. Where is the black eye, and it has been stolen by the same girl, because she wanted to combine both eyes, and she wanted to save her life. Then they also come to know that last possessed person is that detective who penetrated that eye. Due to that possessed girl, here Park begins to perform a ritual because he knew that detective will surely come here, who had reached the temple while pursuing, and we will finish him when he reaches here. At the beginning, the detective did not appear an important character, but he has a major role in this movie. Park's prediction proves true, and that possessed officer reaches there. Park hands over his axe to Cheung-seok, and coming to him, he says to him, "This detective will try to transfer his powers in me. It means Red Eye will transfer in me. Then kill me with this axe immediately, and this course will be ended here." As the detective moves to Park, he murmurs in his ear, "I don't need you. I need such a person who will be the protective of these both eyes." He knows how to protect the eyes. Hearing this, Park's eyes are left open with astonishment. Here he feels that the protective of that eyes is not anyone else, nor he himself, nor that monk, but Cheung-seok was the protective. Then that possessed detective hands Park over a gun saying, "Shoot yourself. I don't need you." Being cunning, Park fires the gun on that bewitched detective. This makes him very aggressive and he attacks Park. Then Park begins to shout, "Cheung-seok, I took this action to rescue you. Run away as far as possible." Then detective starts to chase Cheung-seok before he ran away, while Park goes after him. That bewitched detective grabs Cheung-seok, but Park attacks that bewitched detective with this axe he is bringing. He hits him with his axe. Meantime, that officer also reaches who suspected Park, thinking that he kills peoples. He fires his gun on Park coming here. He was unaware about the previous facts. Then he moves to his friend detective who has been killed with the attack of axe. His body is contracted like other possessed people, so it does not look like that they had died just now. But Red Eye had transferred into Cheung-seok's body before it. Cheung-seok comes after that officer. That eye is opening on his forehead. He throws away the officer with full force while lifting him up. Then a bolt of tree pierces his body, so he dies. Now, being possessed, Cheung-seok unlocks the box of Black Eye, so both eyes are combined and the monster may reawaken. Witnessing it, Park requests that monster, "Don't harm Cheung-seok. You may take me. I sacrifice." Then monster plays a trick. That monster creates an optical illusion. Due to this, Park begins to see Cheung-seok in age of a child. He is the same kid whom Park was going to kill in the past. He is the son of the same lady who had killed his family in an accident. Park wanted to kill this kid. Monster creates this vision so Park may kill this child. And Red Eye may come out of his body and both eyes, red and black, are united. And monster may also reawaken. Then Park starts to touch the face of that kid and he starts to write something with the blood on his face of that kid, as these are enchanted words. Then monster flies into rage witnessing he is not killing this kid. Then monster, which is in Cheung-seok, and he is nearly to kill Park while attacking. Then Park begins to read enchanted words. As a result, the written enchanted words on the face of Cheung-seok's Park, it starts burning. So the monster inside his body comes outside. It leaves his body. After this, that monster had possessed the body of Park. Cheung-seok begins to recall facts because he is in consciousness now. That Park wanted to kill that monster following the orders of Honorable Monk, and he was ready to sacrifice his life for this sake. So Cheung-seok attacks Park with an axe with aim to kill that monster, and he kills him. At last that monster is killed here. He is disappeared. Everything begins to come on its previous routine. In the end of the movie, Cheung-seok is seen who has covered his face, and he is in the same desert where the box of the Red Eye was searched out. He again buries the box under the sand with hope that Red Eye will never reawaken, nor that brutal monster. It is also seen that Pharaoh of Cheung-seok, it also unlocked. He witnesses the ghost of pretty girl. The movie also completes on this scene. If you like this video, then a sub to the channel would be incredible. Thank you for watching.